Hey guys, in today's video I'm gonna be ranking eyeshadow palettes. It's been a hot minute since I've uploaded my last ranking video, and today has to be the day because I've accumulated 20 eyeshadow palettes and I really don't want to wait any longer. So I thought it's just about time. I really have to do another ranking. Now listen you guys, this ranking, all of the eyeshadow palettes that I've tried are so good. It really gave me a headache. So even the palette that I ranked at the bottom is amazing. And most of these brands are also indie brands. So, I mean, they're all really, really good. It's just a preference thing at the end of the day. So please don't be mad if I'm ranking something that you absolutely adore at the bottom and vice versa. You know, this is just my ranking, my personal taste, what I would reach for the most. And I'm also trying to give you a little bit of feedback why something ranked the way it did. If that sounds good to you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. And as you may know, all of my discount codes are in my description box down below. So thank you so much for checking that out as well. So I would say without no further ado, let's just go ahead and let's start with spot number 20. And again, I can't believe I'm ranking this brand so low. Yeah, it's just a little bit shocking to me. Honestly, when I went through these palettes, I was like, I don't even know what to do. I really don't, because they are all amazing. They are all fantastic. I really just have to go off what I prefer in a formula, what I prefer in a color story, and so forth. So yeah, number 20 is gonna go to Glaminatrix Cosmetics, and this is the Nearly Natural eyeshadow palette. So this palette by Glaminatrix is actually a reformulation of their original Nearly Natural eyeshadow palette that I also do own. And the thing is, they actually did add some shades. Ever since they came out with that older formula, they have updated their formula, obviously. So I was really excited because I really like the color story. I really like this approach. I like the fact that they've added some shades in here. And overall, this is a pretty palette. The only reason why it ranked a little bit lower at the bottom this time, which honestly, I don't think I would rank this very, very low when it comes to my yearly ranking, okay? I mean, it just does not really deserve that, because the looks that I've created with this palette turned out to be beautiful. The only thing is, I know Glaminatrix so well. I know what they can do. And they've got another palette upcoming in this ranking. So the thing is, I was so excited for the reformulation that when I started using this, I was a little bit disappointed, just due to the fact that these mattes are not as pigmented as some of the other palettes. And so I get it, it should be like natural and all of that, but I was just a little bit taken back by how long it took me to build up the color. And also, some of these shimmers, not all of them are created equally. Some of them are a little bit more sparkly, and then others are a little bit more lackluster. Just keep in mind, I'm being very nitpicky here. There are so many other formulas that are so much worse in terms of shimmers being lackluster. It's gonna give you something, but in general, I just feel like I wish this reformulation could have been a little bit enhanced. Like, I really wish there could have been some magical things going on, and in general, it's just not blowing my socks off. And still, I still like this palette. It's really not a disaster. Don't take this the wrong way. Okay, so let's move on to number 19. And number 19 is gonna go to Oden's Eye Winter Alva eyeshadow palette. It was part of their Fairy Wish collection. I did review the entire collection, all of the seasons. You know, they came out with like 4 different palettes inspired by the 4 different seasons. All of them are in this ranking, but I decided not to rank them one after the other, because there are definitely some of the palettes that I prefer over the others. And this, unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, when we are looking at the color story, it's a very pretty color story. And one would think that I would like this. I like a palette that gives me a lot of contrast. So I like something going from very light to mid-toned to deep-toned. And my problem my biggest problem with this palette was the fact that the deepest shade in here is this. And this tone of blue, it does not work with everything. You know, I wished I could have been like a deep reddish brown or something else to deepen up this entire color story, because at the end of the day, it's a winter eyeshadow palette and I need some deeper tones. Sometimes Oden's eye forgets about a good deep color or something that would work with everything else, maybe even like a deep purple, something like that. I just feel like this shade, it just did not work that well to deepen up my looks. Also, the mattes in this, I don't know. I think the other palettes have some better mattes, but in general, I felt like the looks that I've created with this palette compared to the other seasons were the looks that I did not like 100%. Although it was okay, they weren't my favorite ones. I will say though, there was one shimmer shade in here that I love so much. Like, it's worth having this palette for me personally, just for that one shade. It's this shade, Cashmere. This is one of the most stunning shades I have in my entire collection. It's so unique, so I'm gonna give this palette that, but just in general, I don't know what it is. It's just not my all-time favorite one. Same goes for the next palette. This is so weird that I'm putting this so low in the ranking. I love this brand. It's just about the color story with this one. So number 18 is going to go to Fantasy Cosmetica, and this is the Ranger eyeshadow palette. I absolutely adore Fantasy Cosmetica. I love their formula. I think they make amazing eyeshadows, and I created some beautiful looks with this. But if I have to be nitpicky, and if I have to rank all these amazing palettes, this color story might just not be my favorite one. This is perfect for the fall time. I might not be the biggest fan of this deeper shimmer right here, but in general, I think it's beautiful. It might just be a little bit too warm for me, some of the shades. I like this formula. I like what this is doing. I just wouldn't reach for it over some of these other palettes or over some of my other Fantasy Cosmetica eyeshadow palettes. This is going from light to mid-tone to deep tone. No issue with that, right? With the contrast in here, it's just a preference thing at this point. It's literally just that. I mean, it's so difficult for me to say why I have to rank them like this, but it's just my intuition. I don't know. It's still, nonetheless, it's a beautiful palette, right? Okay, and the next one. Oh my goodness. This is also just a little bit, this was unexpected. I thought I would love this a lot more. Number 17 is gonna go to Unearthly, and this is the Shadow Sculpt eyeshadow palette. You know how much I love this brand. I adore this brand so much. This was also a palette that I featured in my fall eyeshadow palettes recommendations. I mean, it's literally a color story. You've got to love these grungy, murky, greenish tones. There was some variety here though, like there is not just green, right? I mean, we have some variety going on here. Lots of gold. A lot of these shimmers will have a golden sort of shift to them. Is this my favorite color story in the world? No, but you guys know I always buy palettes just to try them out, you know. Even if I don't necessarily vibe 100% with a color story, I like to experiment. I like to try something out. These mattes are some of the best mattes I've ever tried in my entire life. But what happened with the shimmers? What happened? I don't get it. Unearthly had one of the best formulas in the world, and these shimmers, they're not the same. They're not the same because they had a shimmer formula that really was not creasing on me, because it wasn't over the top emollient or waxy or wet. And this is exactly that. Like, these are wet to the touch. They are a little bit more squishy, not over the top, right? And they are very shimmery. There's a lot of shimmer going on here to the point where I had so much fallout. And I used a glitter glue. I use a glitter glue all the time. So for me personally, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this new shimmer formula, and honestly I don't think that this is an old shimmer formula. I never had this type of shimmer formula in any Unearthly eyeshadow palette ever, and I don't really love a wet emollient shimmer formula. Also, I did find that these shimmers don't have that much of pigment in terms of base. You know, it's almost like they wanted to go for a topper formula, but then it's not a topper formula, you know. It's like, it's just a little bit strange. I don't know. It's just not my favorite formula in terms of shimmers, and that's why this ranked so low. Otherwise, I might have ranked this a little bit higher, but mind you, I did end up creating some beautiful looks with this. These mattes are top notch. If it was only for the mattes, I would rank this like top 5. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's still a really pretty color story for the fall time. But yeah, I did prefer their older formula. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so let's move on. And number 16 is gonna go to Bella Beauté Bar, and this is the Unoriginal Nudes eyeshadow palette. First time we are encountering Bella Beauté Bar in this ranking. I've got 2 more palettes by them coming up. So the cover is definitely inspired by the burn book from Mean Girls. I thought it was a cool idea, you know. And we have seen the rise of some neutral palettes this year, most definitely. There's a lot going on. We definitely have some pink undertones, we have some more terracotta undertones, we have some smoky options. I like the fact that this goes from light to mid-tone to deep. Yeah, the reason why I did not rank this higher up, I mean, there was nothing wrong with this. There was nothing wrong with it. The only thing is sometimes Bella Beauté Bar just has also a little bit more of an emollient formula when it comes to the shimmers. I think it was this shade right here, which has some holographic shimmer in there. It was a little bit creasing on me, like upon application. I don't mean after a couple of hours. I literally mean when I put this on my lids. This was lacking something. It was just lacking a little bit of excitement for me. I also feel like sometimes if you want to do a neutral palette, stick to a theme. Like this is a lot of undertones going on. I mean, I can make it work. I wish there could have been some more exciting shimmers in this in general. I really feel like we have an overflow of mattes, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's called Unoriginal. Maybe they took the name too serious, you know. I really wish some of these other shimmers could have been a little bit more exciting. I mean, we have these 2, but for this being a Bella Beauté Bar palette, I don't know. I also really felt like these mattes were very dusty. Like they worked fine, they blended out fine, but they were very, very dusty and pulled a little bit darker on my lid than they appeared to be in the pan. I'm being very nitpicky, okay? It's not a bad palette by any means. It's beautiful nonetheless, and you can create some beautiful looks. I'm just saying, might not be like the best one in today's ranking. All right, so let's move on. And number 15 is going to go to Nomad Cosmetics, and this is America's Route 66. The very first time that you're going to see Nomad Cosmetics in this ranking. I do have a lot of repeat brands in this ranking, but yeah, the very first time that you're seeing Nomad. I've got 2 more palettes by them coming up. This is a beautiful palette. Honestly, again, all of these palettes are stunning. This was giving me such a headache. It's honestly a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful palette. I really like the cover art here. So stunning. Yeah, let's have a look at the color story. I mean, a lot of peachy shades, a pop of like neon pink, neon orange, neon blue, and a little bit of neon green. And then we have these more, I want to say, subdued greenish tones. I really did enjoy the looks that I've created with this palette. I really did. I love their formula. Their mattes are so incredible, so beautiful, so stunning. And the shimmers are also stunning in this palette. I just feel like maybe they weren't as exciting as some of these other palettes. You also have some options to create a little bit more like neutral looks. You can combine them with some of these tones here. This is going from light to deep, which I appreciate. And again, really, from here on now, I really do. I love all of these palettes. Might just not be my all-time favorite one by Nomad, right? There are definitely some that I'm vibing with a little bit more. But yeah, it's a beautiful palette nonetheless, and I enjoyed it. I really did. So let's move on to the next one. Number 14 is gonna go to Oden's Eye, and this is the Autumn Alva eyeshadow palette. Another palette from the Fairy Wish collection. This is the autumn one. I got to admit, I really like this color story. It's really refreshing for autumn. I felt like this was pretty original in terms of how they were thinking about autumn. I know some people said to me that this reminds them of spring. I get it. I mean, you don't have to stick to the season when you're using this. You can use this whenever. If I had something to critique, it would be, again, the deepest shade in this palette is this shade, which is a little bit annoying. I will say though, also in this palette, this shade right here and this shade, a little bit similar. Now this is a little bit deeper, but still, I wish this could have been something else, you know. Otherwise, I think it's a beautiful, refreshing color story, and I did create some beautiful looks. And this shade right here, Scenic, again, one of these really interesting shades. This is so beautiful. It's like this beautiful brown with this stunning, interesting green shimmer reflection to it. It's so nice. I really like these, also these muted tones like this. Sagey green is so beautiful. Like, it's not necessarily perfect, but it's beautiful nonetheless. And I did create some stunning looks with this. Okay, so let's move on. So number 13 is gonna go to another Oden's Eye eyeshadow palette, and this is the Summer Alva eyeshadow palette. May I say, this is a very interesting take on summer as well. I love the fact that we have these like ocean blues, and we have some warmth, and we have some cool tones in here. This is a stunning, stunning color story. Very original. I really love these tones. Some of these shimmers are mesmerizing. A few of them are, again, a little bit emollient, which I personally don't love that much, you know. But in general, oh my gosh, I've created some beautiful looks with this. Like this Voyage shade right here, this is fire. This is fire. I really feel like this is giving heat and the ocean, you know. It's beautiful. It's a stunning palette. Maybe not like your typical warm-toned eyeshadow palette that you usually see for the summertime, but you can definitely do some beautiful combinations with this. And you do have this peachy brown right here that adds a little bit of warmth to this entire palette. So I really like it. So let's move on to number 12. Number 12 is gonna go to Lisa Eldridge, and this is the Betty eyeshadow palette. Now, this was a limited edition by Lisa Eldridge, and you guys may know I do have quite a few of her eyeshadow palettes. I really do not like her matte formula, but this is actually an all shimmer palette, and oh my gosh, this color story is so beautiful. This color story was inspired by her British short hair cat called Betty, and I would say this is just so pretty. I love these tones. I know this is a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. It's all shimmer. That's why I did not rank it higher up, because I mean, I love these though. I really do. There are always different finishes in her eyeshadow palettes, and I just wish she would come out with an eyeshadow palette, all shimmer eyeshadow palette, with only her luminous formula, because that's her best formula. In this palette, we have two of them. We've got two of them. This beautiful rosy brown shade. It's one of my favorite shades, honestly, ever. Like, I'm wearing this so much in my everyday life. If I don't really have that much time to do, like, a sophisticated eyeshadow look, right? I just grab this shade right here and I just throw it all over my lids. And I just put this shade a little bit in my inner corner, and it looks fantastic. And this is actually also a luminous finish, but it has like a shift to it. These shimmers by Lisa Eldridge are not like over the top, sparkly, chunky. They are very smooth, but they are beautiful. However, I could not rank this up any higher, because this shade right here and this shade right here, they are just a little bit lackluster. These are, I think, satins and metallics, and I just don't really love that type of formula 100%. I just wish she could go for the more intense ones, you know. Honestly, this might be my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette that she ever came out with, because these tones, I love these tones. Okay, so let's move on. Number 11 in my ranking is gonna go to Glaminatrix, and this is their Grounded eyeshadow palette. So this is the palette by Glaminatrix where I feel like they have this amazing formula in here. And with the nearly natural eyeshadow palette, I feel like that was lacking a little bit because this is so different. Like, this is exactly what I expect by them. And this color story is actually not necessarily what I would reach for, like what I would go for, but I actually like it. You know, these are more like murky, swampy, sort of grungy, earthy fall tones. And you guys know that it's not necessarily my all-time favorite thing in the world, but I like this palette so much. I thought like the quality of this was just outstanding. These tones looked really, really great on me. I like the fact that this goes from light to deep, and we've got some beautiful, pukey, sort of like mid-tone shades. I mean, this is the Tones of Tart eyeshadow palette, right? I just got the version that is called Grounded because I really don't want an eyeshadow palette that reminds me of poop. I really don't. I really don't. So of course I went for this version, okay? I've completely forgot to mention it. But yeah, I mean, started as an April Fool's joke and now I've got it in my hand, but it's like Grounded. The names of these shades are so beautiful. I love the quality. I really like these shimmers, really love them. I've created some beautiful looks with this, you know. Some of these shimmers do have a little bit of a green kind of reflect, a green sort of shift to them. A lot of Glaminatrix palettes actually do that. I just remember the Rich Romantic one is another example of a palette that has a lot of green in the shimmer, so just be mindful of that. It's not in my top 10 just due to the fact that, you know, I just preferred everything else that is coming up a little bit more, but in general, this is really, really top-notch quality. All right, so let's move on. And number 10 is gonna go to Gourmand Girls, and this is the Mocha Moment eyeshadow palette. Oh, first time we're seeing Gourmand Girls, and it's also the last time. I have a couple more palettes by them, but I'm gonna be including them in the next ranking. I still wanna do a ranking before this year ends. I really hope I can get to it, you guys. You guys know I was very delayed due to the circumstances of my life this year. I mean, this is a coffee-inspired eyeshadow palette, and the tones, the mattes, I just love their formula. This is really, really pretty. The only reason why, I mean, it's number 10, right? That's great. I mean, all of the palettes are great. As I said, they're all good. The only thing I don't love 100% about this palette is this shade right here and this shade right here look a little bit similar. They look a little bit similar, I can't lie. I've got to say, I love the fact that this goes from light to deep. This shade right here is insane. This is so stunning. I love this shade so much. It's top notch. It's really, really beautiful, you know. If I'm nitpicky, then I wished I could have been another shimmer, and maybe one of these could have been something else. That's my only critique, but formula is amazing. This is definitely curated, you know what I mean? And I really like the tones. I really have to say this is a beautiful, stunning eyeshadow palette. Okay, this was number 10, so let's move on. So number 9 is gonna go to Bella Beauté Bar, and this is the Poison Garden eyeshadow palette. This is actually the only palette that I have in today's video that was released last year. But this is the Poison Garden. And guys, this is truly a Halloween garden color story. I mean, this is a palette full of unexpected, stunning multi-chromes. And this color story is really, really special. I really have to admit, this is something. I mean, these tones are so unique in my collection. I really like this color story. I really like the quality of this. If I would have changed something, I would have added just one lighter shade. I know it's a Halloween release, and it should all be dark and grungy and all of that. But I just wish there could have been something really like, something pastel-like almost, just to give it a little bit of a pop. The other thing is though, this shade right here, this popping blue, don't buy this palette just for that blue, because this is so emollient. It's gonna crease. It's gonna crease, so I just used it a little bit on my lower lash line to give it a little bit of a pop. But if you would put this all over your lids and you have any kind of creasing going on, oh my gosh, you're gonna get into hot water, because this is just really too wet, too emollient. And sometimes that's the thing with Bella Beauté Bar. Some of their shimmers are very well formulated, and then sometimes you have these like more waxy textures. I wish they would stop doing that. That's the only thing I've got to say. Stunning palette, beautiful multi-chromes. I mean, this is not for the faint-hearted, right? it's really beautiful. So that was my only sort of critique, so to speak. So let's move on to number 8 in my ranking. And this is by Oden's Eye, and it's the Spring Alva eyeshadow palette. This is the winner out of the Fairy Wish collection. This is amazing. I really was surprised at myself how much I adore this palette, how much I adore this color story. This is refreshing, it makes sense, it goes from light to deep in a really good curated way, and these shimmers are so beautiful. I loved the looks that I created with this, and I just really love this row here, and we got a deep brown. Music in my ears. I mean, you know, of course I could use this brown for all of my other palettes, but I am just ranking these as standalone eyeshadow palettes, right? And as a standalone eyeshadow palette, I just love the color story. I also love this pastel baby blue right here. I just think this is so beautifully done. It's my favorite one out of the collection, and I really feel like it's something. It's absolutely stunning. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. And number 7 in the ranking is gonna go to Nomad Cosmetics, and this is the Witch City Salem eyeshadow palette. This is their Halloween release from this year. And oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. This is such a beautiful eyeshadow palette. It's incredible. A combination of some green, pumpkin shades, some oranges, some berries, and then these beautiful like mauvey purplish tones, this ultraviolet. I really have to say I had so much fun creating looks with this eyeshadow palette. I actually wore this palette also for Halloween this year. Some of these shimmers are out of this world beautiful. They are extra sparkly, they are just amazing. And then we have like these two, which are a little bit more like satin formulas, but the satins are nonetheless, they're still very impactful, and they are also a little bit more reflective than like a really lackluster satin. This shade right here, oh my gosh, get out, it's so beautiful. I also love this tone right here, so stunning. And I mean, this witching hour, incredible. I really have to say this is such a beautifully curated color story, and this was so much fun. So much fun. I really, really enjoyed it. So let's move on. And number 6 is gonna go to another Bella Beauté Bar eyeshadow palette, and this is the Ocean Jewel. This palette is actually incredible. I love ocean themed sort of eyeshadow palettes. I love anything that has to do with the beach, that has to do with marine life. I just, you know, I'm vibing with that. I really do. And this palette is so special. Like, I created some outstanding looks with this. I had so much fun. In the beginning, this looked a little bit more intimidating to me, but once I dug into these beautiful tones, I was sold. I was so sold with this palette. This is incredible. It's just so much fun. I love the fact that this has also some lighter tones right here, some deeper tones. Like, the contrast of this palette is really, really there. These multi-chromes are amazing. The only shade I did not end up enjoying was Heart of the Ocean, unfortunately. Ooh, this is so deep. This shade right here, this purple going to blue with some orangey shimmer. It looked, I don't know, it's just too deep for my liking. I don't love a really deep shimmer. This was the only one, I could not make that one work. I really disliked the eye look that I did with this shimmer. And I made a mistake that I put it all over. Maybe I should have just kept it a little bit towards my outer corners and it would have been fine. Otherwise, the looks that I created were so beautiful. Also, I did not post the look that I created with this. I really did not like it. Most of these palettes are actually featured over on my Shorts tab. In case I forgot to mention that, you may know by now. But if you need some inspiration, if you have a palette, you can just look up all of the Shorts videos that I create. They are all looks with eyeshadow palettes. So the ones that I created with this palette were insane. I loved them so much. This shade, Colorful Moon, Mother of Pearl, Oyster. I mean, there are some incredible tones in this. This is really like a colorful eyeshadow palette that I love reaching for. Really, really love it. All right, you guys. So let's move on to the next one. And we are entering my top 5. So my number 5 is gonna go to Adept Cosmetics, and this is the EBE eyeshadow palette. Oh, I love this. It's just so reflective. Oh my gosh, you're gonna see everything here. This cover is also, I don't really love this type of plasticky packaging. It reminds me of Natasha Denona, but it's like fingerprint central, so I do apologize. I'm just gonna turn the palette like this. But my gosh, Adept Cosmetics, this year I feel like they are literally creating some beautiful palettes. They are more on the cool tone side, which of course I adore. Again, I love cool tones, okay? And this palette is just so interesting. I mean, it's inspired by alien life. And this color story is just so fun. I had such a good time with this. Although this only has 5 mattes and the rest are shimmers. But the quality of the mattes, I feel like they made up for the formula that I never was the biggest fan of. Like their older palettes, sometimes I definitely did critique a little bit their matte formula, right? I always thought the mattes were just an afterthought, but they've changed so much. I love these mattes. These mattes are beautiful. The color selection, I mean, I know we are limited here, but still we have something that goes from light to mid-tone to deep, and I've created some beautiful looks with this. Beautiful looks. And these shimmers, get out. My favorite one is this shade Inner Divinity. This one right here. I also love Skinny Bob. And then Remote Viewing. And EBO, this has some holographic shimmer in here. So does this one, J-Rod. And then this as an inner corner. I mean, quality is amazing. I know this is an expensive eyeshadow palette, but I enjoyed every second that I spent with this palette. It was worth it. It was so worth it. And I love this color story. It's so pretty. It's so stunning. So that's why it's number 5 in my ranking. So let's move on to number 4. And number 4 is going to go to Cosmic Beauty. And this is the Smolder eyeshadow palette. You guys, when it comes to a neutral eyeshadow palette, this is my dream. This is honestly my favorite neutral eyeshadow palette that was released recently, because I feel like we have seen quite a lot of like neutral eyeshadow palettes. This is incredible. First off, I love their formula. I love their formula. My last ranking, this brand also ranked up pretty high. Don't want to spoil it in case you've not seen that video and you want to watch it after this one. I'm just saying, I really adore the quality, the price point of this British brand. I really enjoy this type of color story. You can get me with a beautiful, cool-toned, neutral eyeshadow palette. This goes from light to deep. It definitely also has a more curated color story when it comes to undertones. It's not all jingled up. It all makes sense. These shimmers are so beautiful. They are, oh my gosh, this shade Ignite. Stop it. It's like such a beautiful multi-chrome. I created some stunning looks with this. I love reaching for this all the time. I almost wish we could have had another one of these amazing, beautiful multi-chromes in here. I mean, we've got this one right here, but I wish there could have been even another one. You know, if this could have had, instead of this shade, if this could have had something else, I mean, this would have maybe made it into my top 3. I mean, you guys know I love taupe. I love taupe and these taupey shades in here. Incredible. Also love these grays. And I mean, we've got some muted down pink tones that add a little bit of warmth if you want to. I did also create a warmer look with this, which actually was so much fun. And I loved that look. But I think for me personally, this is something that I can see myself reaching for all the time. I just love it. I really love this quality. I love the color story. And yeah, of course it made it into my top 5 because it's just that good. And it's such a me palette, you know. It's such a me palette. But the next palette's my top 3. So my number 3 is gonna go to Glamlite. And this is the Lord of the Rings Middle-earth eyeshadow palette. Am I being a little bit biased here? Maybe. Because it's the Lord of the Rings. If you have not seen my video, I would recommend it on this palette because, man, I definitely put some effort in that video. I am the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. I feel like I've manifested this eyeshadow palette for years. I kept on saying for years on end, when is someone gonna be creating a Lord of the Rings eyeshadow palette. That would be my biggest dream. And Glamlite did it this time. And honestly, this color story, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm really vibing with this. Not just because it's the Lord of the Rings, but needless to say, this color story is absolutely stunning. I love these undertones. I like the quality of the shimmers. I have created some beautiful looks. I love the fact that this goes from light to deep. There is an equal ratio of mattes and the shimmers are incredible. And I love using this also in my everyday life because I feel like some of these tones, they are not over the top saturated. They are a little bit more muted down. And my gosh, some of these shades, Bilbo, Legolas, The Fellowship, Arwen, Rivendell, I mean, all of them are just amazing. These shimmers. And then also in terms of the mattes, I find it really, it's almost like giving me fall into winter vibes, this palette. I think it's done so well. The shade Legolas is giving me everything. It's giving me life. I mean, a beautiful taupe. Get out. I know I don't need that much, right? But in general, this is not like a palette full of multi-chromes, but it's just beautiful quality shimmer shades. And we definitely do have some that have a little bit more of a shift to them. I mean, even Bilbo, you can't really see it right here, but I hope in my swatches or in my video you can tell how beautiful these shimmers are. The quality is amazing. The price point is amazing by Glamlite. The only reason why this is not 2 or number 1, right, is this. They really messed up the Frodo shade, in my opinion. This shade is a black-based green. It stains, and it really does not look great. I really did not like this shade. I will never touch this Frodo shade ever again. I don't understand. How was that possible? How can you mess up Frodo? How? So, my number two is gonna go to Dieverune Cosmetics, and this is the Magnetic Mineralia eyeshadow palette. So this palette is actually a collaboration with an influencer called Andromeda. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. Look at this palette. This was my very first time trying out Dieverune Cosmetics, and when I saw this color story, I immediately fell in love. I saw this color story, I thought like, oh my gosh, if I would create an eyeshadow palette, it would probably kind of look like this. I had no idea what the formula was like, but you guys, I'm blown away. This made it all the way to my number 2 because it's just so good. I mean, look at this color story. Cool toned neutrals, purples, yellows, and then these stunning shimmers, out of this world. Beautiful quality. I love the matte formula, and this is so easy to use. This is buildable, pigmented, without being too pigmented, right? You can definitely build these up. They blend out nicely. They also layer on top of each other amazingly. And I just love this color story. I mean, and then the quality of this palette is just amazing. Now I gotta try out more by this brand. They really have me intrigued with this palette. If I'm gonna be honest though, there's gonna be one little thing that I would have probably done differently. I wish this could have been like a green. If this would have been like a mid-toned green, but yeah, I just love the quality. I love all of these shimmers are incredible. These shimmers are very sparkly. I will say that though, they are very, very sparkly, but at least they are not creasing. They look amazing. And I love the formula. I love everything about this. This goes from light to deep. I had so much fun creating looks with this. Very well curated, not over the top big, and a very concise and precise color story. Like, I see the vision and I love the quality. I'm impressed. You guys, number one is something that blew me away. I am just over the moon with this eyeshadow palette. I kind of knew that I would love it, but I did not think I would love it that much. I really seriously adore this eyeshadow palette. It's actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today. So my number 1 is gonna go to Nomad Cosmetics, and this is the Pacific Northwest eyeshadow palette. This is the very first time that Nomad takes my number 1 spot in an eyeshadow palette ranking. But this is so well deserved. This is literally a palette that I absolutely adore. I really love it. First off, I love the Pacific Northwest. Some of my best travel memories ever. I love Oregon so much. Oregon and also Washington, beautiful states. Cannon Beach might be my favorite beach in the world. It's magical. If you ever get a chance to go and visit, do it. I want to go again. It was everything. This color story. This comes with 18 shades in total. There's an equal ratio of mattes and shimmers. These shimmers are out of this world. Some of my favorite shimmers ever that Nomad has created. This color story is just full of beautiful, subdued, yet somewhat colorful, cool tone shades. These shimmers, this one especially, Coffee Paradise, might be my favorite shade that they have ever done. This has some beautiful, multicolored, sparkly reflection here. The formula is so smooth. I mean, you can tell these are so smooth. These are just everything I want in a shimmer formula. They are definitely not emollient or waxy or squishy or wet, because you guys know I don't really love that, right? But they are also not too hard pressed. They are just a perfect in between, just perfection. And sparkly enough. I don't have one shade in here that is a dud. Like, I love all of the shades. I love all of the combinations that I've created thus far with this palette. These mattes are so easy to use. If you are a beginner in makeup, and you want something like this, like, look into Nomad Cosmetics, because their mattes are so easy, so user-friendly to build up, to blend out. This is perfection, in my opinion. I love this palette, so yeah. And also, the cover, this looks like an oil canvas. It's so beautiful. So yeah, that was my number one. You guys, that was my ranking. Again, none of these palettes were bad quality. None of these were complete disasters, because you know I'm always honest with you. If something would have been a complete disaster, I would have told you that. But they were great. They were really, really great. I still have a lot of eyeshadow palettes that I've got to go through that were released recently, so I really hope I can get around doing another eyeshadow palette ranking before my yearly ranking, okay? Let me know in the comment section down below, have you tried out any of these palettes? Do you own any of them? Do you like any of them? Would you have ranked them differently? You guys know I'm always looking forward hearing from you. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and also ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. And I shall be seeing you on here very, very soon with the next one. So please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.